we have question 12, and we have John is looking for an e-phone, and he searches many shops in a city, and he gets 6 prices for this phone: 640, 694, 686, 627, 598, and 703. And we want to calculate the mean and the standard deviation of these values. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find the mean. Now, the mean of a sample, we're going to denote this as x with a bar on top. And we want to add up all of the values and divide by the number of values. So we want to add them all up: 640, 694, 686 plus 627 plus 598 plus 703. Feel free to pause the video at the start, because I realise that sometimes I jump to the solution a bit too quick, but if you want time to do the questions, just pause the video at the start. I do know that I jump in a bit too quickly. So we have them down, and we want to divide all of them by 6. So you want to add them all up and type this into the calculator and divide by 6. I do not recommend doing this mentally or by hand, because in the stress of an exam, you're likely to make mistakes. This sort of thing should come up in the calculator exam, so please type these into the calculator. And the mean value is £658, denoted by X bar. We then want to find the standard deviation, and if you have a look at the exam book, I'll get this example up. You'll get the equation for the standard deviation is this. So pay attention to how it's written down. This symbol is a sigma, so we have to find all of the x minus x bar squareds and add them up. And the square root sign must go over the entirety of this fraction. So what does x minus x bar mean? Now, x in each case is each value, and x bar is fixed. X bar is 658. So if we make a table and we want to write down all of the values of x, we have 640, 694, we have a 686, we have 627, we have 598, we have 703, so we essentially want x minus 658. I will write down 658 on here so we don't forget. So 640 take away 658 is minus 18. 694 take away 658 is going to be 36. 686 take away 658 is 28. 627 take away 658 is minus 31. 598 take away 658 is minus 60. And 703 minus 658 would be 45. We then have to square each of these values. So we will take the square of each of these. So 18 squared is 324. 36 squared is 1296. 28 squared is 784. Minus 31 squared is 961. Make sure you take the square of all of minus 31. And what I mean is minus 31 squared. Because you can put 31 into the calculator, square it, then take the negative. That's wrong, because you're doing minus 31 times minus 31 and it should be positive. I will put lines around this just to make a table. But essentially all you're doing is making up a table of the x minus x bar squareds, and you have to add up all of the values in the third column, and we refer to this as the sigma or the sum. So I'm going to then add up all of these. Again, never do this by hand or mentally. You absolutely want to use the calculator for this. And we get the value of 8,990. And just to be clear, it is these values we're dealing with. So we add up all of these. But another thing to notice is this n minus 1. Now n is the sample size. So we had 6 values. He went to 6 shops. So n is 6. So n minus 1 is 5. So we say the standard deviation call it standard dev for short, equals the square root of 8,990 divided by 5. And you have to do 8,990 divided by 5, then take the square root, because the square root sign goes over the entirety of that fraction. So if you plug that in, the answer you get two decimal places is £42 and 40 pence. Hoping I can fit it in. Yeah, it's £42 and 40 pence. So I've done part A in this video. I will do part B in the next video. If you just want to take a look at the question again. Question B looks easy, but it's very easy to also get it wrong. So thank you for watching and best of luck.